Shalom, family. Shalom, shalom. It's 5:20 in the morning on my way to work, and I was just thinking about this whole Brianna Taylor situation. I didn't comment on it on social media yet because, excuse me, it was just, I try to keep it out of my mind. I was watching a basketball game last night, try to keep these things out of your mind sometimes, because it just seems like it's a cycle that never ends. I mean, us as people of color have seen this play out over and over and over again within our communities. This is not the first rodeo. It's unfortunate that we have to continue to suffer as a people because of the racist policies that have been in place for so many years, that are in the books, especially to keep us under control. Let's look at the Brianna Taylor case. No knock warrant, you kick in the door. What they don't want to admit is that they came into the wrong apartment, so they have to make all types of stories, you know. At first it was that the boyfriend was the current boyfriend that she was with was a drug dealer. Obviously, I don't know if he's a drug dealer or not, but I've heard so many stories. No, it was the former boyfriend. He was receiving drugs in the house. And Brianna Taylor, I mean, they tried to smear her name. She was part of the operation, offering the boyfriend a plea deal that if he involves her in he admits that she was part of the operations, they would drop all charges on her. I mean, there was a smear campaign to try to bring this young lady's name down, this young woman. It's a shame that we have to continue to witness this type of judgments, and what's so obvious before everyone is that the system is not how can I say it? The system is not geared for us to get justice out of it. Put it that way. If you come through my door in the middle of the night and you kick down the door and you don't identify yourself, because if you listen to the recording from the 911 call that the boyfriend made, said they never identified themselves. If you come kicking through my door and I have a weapon and you haven't identified yourself, I'm going to fire my weapon, because I don't know if it's a home invasion. I don't know what it is. These policies, these racist policies, and these archaic laws that they have in the books, these are the things that have to be changed, because it's the policies that is causing us to always get the short end of the stick. And these police officers, these bad police officers, because I don't believe that inherently all police officers are bad. I don't believe that for a fact, because you have good people and you have bad people everywhere. But when you have the reign to operate with no immunity, with immunity, I mean, and nothing will happen to you, nothing will happen to you at the end result, no matter how bad it is. What is going to make you change your behavior? If I know that I could kill someone behind my badge and my gun, and no matter how egregious or how bad the situation is, nothing is going to happen to me, then why am I going to change? Yeah, I might go through a little media fiasco, I might go through a little shaming or whatever, but I get to keep my job, my pension, I get to keep everything. Then what gives me the incentive to change? Have to begin to weed out these bad police officers out of these forces in order so that the ones that are good, which I don't think that all police officers are bad, but the ones that are good are able to do their job. The next thing, Daniel Cameron gets up there, the Attorney General, he has to do his job. The Attorney General of Louisville, Kentucky, gets up there and he begins to speak as to why these officers, everything they did was by the book. One officer got charged for shooting into another apartment, so he got charged with some type of reckless endangerment type of charge, but nothing in what they did to Brianna Taylor. She got shot 6 times. He gets up there and said these officers did nothing wrong according to, I guess, the law in Kentucky. And he begins to tell people about the protest and all of the things that people were planning to do, and don't let people make us people from Kentucky feel a certain way, and we know how us as people from Kentucky are, and don't let outsiders come out. Bruh, this case went beyond Kentucky, and no one cares about how you feel and what you're trying to say, because obviously you are ingrained in the system, and you couldn't see the wrong in what those police officers did, because they sent you out there. I mean, I guess it was your job, but all you had to do was do your job, read off that they got off. I understand if it was your job, but nobody wants to hear your 2 cents. Don't put your 2 cents in it, because this case has gone beyond Kentucky. This case belongs to the world. Brianna Taylor belongs to the world, just like George Floyd belongs to the world, just like Trayvon Martin belonged to the world. Eleanor's bumpers belong to the world. Amadou Diallo belongs to the world. Just don't belong to you and the state of Kentucky. I hear a lot of people, a lot of brothers and sisters who speak about, because of the evil and the way. Yeah, there's a lot of evil and wickedness, and there's a lot of things going on. And don't listen. If you vote, you vote. If you don't vote, you don't vote. I don't encourage people either one way or the other. I express myself as to why I vote. Right? I vote because of those people that lost their lives in the struggle for us to be able to vote. That's the only reason I vote, because there are people who gave their lives in order for us, our people, and other people, other race of people that gave their lives for us today to be able to do that. That's the only reason why I vote. So that's why I vote. So as for some people say, oh, we shouldn't be involved in politics and we shouldn't do this and we shouldn't do that. My brother Samar Zakar reminded me in a post this week that Joseph, one of the sons of our great father Jacob, was the viceroy of Egypt, which was a monarchy that was run by pharaohs, but nonetheless, Joseph was second in command. That seemed like someone that was involved in politics to me. That was Israel. Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael, better known as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were involved in the government in Babylon. Daniel, the prophet, was part of the government in captivity. Let's not forget Mordecai. He was involved in government and in politics. That is Esther's cousin, really, but he raised her up. He was like her guardian at that point. In Persia, that captivity. So as far as Israel being involved in politics, we've always been involved in politics no matter what captivity we went to. It would be asinine if you can't put yourself in a position of power in a captivity that you go to. That's what you do. You try to get yourself out of there, right? Put yourself in a position of power so that you could get the wheels turning in order to get an advantage as for your people and for your situation. So I'm not trying to encourage you to vote. I'm not trying to tell you how to vote and which way to vote and do what you want to do, but I'm just trying to show you, for those of us who feel like we should not do this, we should not do that. I'm just showing you examples in the Tanakh. All right, so not trying to influence you as to what to do. But if we don't begin to put some people that we could trust in positions of power, it's like we've been hearing, the national elections really mean nothing. The elections that mean something are the local elections where we could garner change of policies and policies that will be advantageous to us, people of color. We have to begin to look at that. We have to begin to take advantage of our power as a voting bloc, as all other people do, and begin to put people that we trust in positions of power in order to help us to have a easier way to change these racist policies that have been on the books for years. If we don't do that, then these things will continue to happen, and they're going to run behind the policies that are set in stone until us as a unit, we change it. I know a lot of us are grieving and are suffering, and we're saying, here we go again. But I knew what it was going to be from the beginning of the week, when business owners began to secure their shops You know, the word already went out to the business owners. Remember, they are a community. You know, all these people know each other. They already know what the grand jury decided. So I already knew from the beginning of the week that these cops are going to get off from just what they were saying and how the people in Kentucky were reacting. In order for us to bring change, we have to be activated, because it might not be your child today, but tomorrow it may be. And if you are so nonchalant because, quote unquote, we're not supposed to be involved in this type of thing. I gave you an example of men that were involved in politics. You are no different than we are no different, and our children are no different than any of the children that lost their lives at the hands or were injured at the hands of some of these rogue officers. Please be aware, and please understand that today it might not be your child, but tomorrow it might be. And not just because they wear 4 fringes, it means that that's going to save them. Because they don't see 4 fringes, and they don't see any of the things that a keeper or anything like that. All they see is who you are and what you look like. So we need to be proactive and understand what's before us and understand the system that we're fighting against. Peace and blessings. Shalom. Everyone have a great day. Shalom, shalom.